One day, Facebook or Instagram or these guys are going to close down. What are you going to do with all of your followers, all of your people? I've been preaching that for over 15 years. Back in the early 2000s, you could get to a sale within maybe 5 to 7 touch points with someone. Now we're looking at about, 20 to 30 touch points. Like, it's extremely high. That's what I'm scared of. And that's what I didn't want to happen to the Bahamian youth. And this is why I'm big on sovereign data, on building out our own AI racks, our own AI data systems as we grow.
What do you think is going to really separate someone who's just consuming versus the actual builders?
The things that you could do with AI technology and your ideas now, it's not what should I build, is should I build it?
What are 3 practical ways that you could start using AI immediately to either save money, save time, or get more customers to improve how your business operates, even if you're not technical? Before we get into the show, let me ask you something. If you're interested in money, technology, AI, and digital opportunities for Bahamians, why are you still watching from the sideline? Follow CryptoNoobz, subscribe to the channel, and join our community of curious-minded people who want to know how the world is changing and how they can benefit from it. Without further ado, let's get into the show. Welcome back to this week's episode of the CryptoNoobz podcast, where we talk about money, tech, and digital opportunities for Bahamians. I'm your host, Nelson Ricardo, and I'm joined here with my co-host,
Lamont Aswad, aka Lambo.242.
And on this episode, we're going to be bringing in someone who's been a personal friend to us, someone who has really and truly supported CryptoNoobz from the beginning, someone who is a digital marketing master and now has turned into an AI expert and builder. Without further ado, we would like to introduce Kenneth Moncur, aka Chemist.net. How are you doing, Chemist?
What's going on, gentlemen? Long time lover of the show. Glad to be here.
I appreciate
That's wonderful, man. Listen, we appreciate you coming on because once again, you got to give the backstory. Chemist has always been someone who has been a huge support of the CryptoNoobz podcast. One of the people who has definitely shown a lot, not just us, but a lot of Bahamians, how is it that they could actually push their businesses, especially in the digital space. And now to actually have him here on the podcast, we're hoping to give you guys a whole lot of value. Like, first and foremost, you are a Bahamian who has basically taken the Bahamas by storm. Back when you were about 15 years old, you got into graphic design, you got into website design and what's not, right? And somehow you eventually moved into email marketing. And after you moved into email marketing, like, you just got thousands upon thousands of emails from lots of Bahamians and you turned that into a business. Like, what we want to know is, give us a story of your background. And I want you to tell the people who you are and how is it that you did this? Like, how is it that you got where you are today?
That's a long, how much time we have? All right. I'll give you the short version. All right. So yeah, you're right. Somewhere around 14, 15, even a little younger than that, but 14, 15 is a good age. I was doing some graphics and at the time I was going to school in Hollywood, Florida. And in that time, just like any high schoolers, we were rapping and having rap groups and stuff like that. So I was the guy who was doing the mixing and the graphics, the CD covers, the posters, the presentation, so there you go. So it started from very young with presenting talent or presenting ideas graphically, right? Years passed. I was doing graphics from, I guess, 15 up to until I came home to about 20 years old. Right before I came home, I was at Full Sail College. So I did some time at Full Sail College to do recording arts. So great experience. Anyone who wants to get caught up in music engineering, graphics at a high level, Full Sail is the place to be. It's quite expensive, but if you can foot the bill, man, go ahead and take on the experience. I was able to get about a quarter in. And just from that quarter, it shaped the way I looked at music even now. So went to Full Sail. And then after that, came home and I tried to figure out how I could get involved in the music scene at home. At that time, it wasn't too many rappers that are actually performing at shows and stuff like that back in 2002, I think, around that time, 2003. It was more of a lot of talent searches. So I went to a talent search and I found like the whole mecca of Bahamian entertainment, like all of the rappers. This is where I went: Funk Squad, Island Boy Records years ago. But most of all of the rappers were all together, all the R&B singers, all the rake and scrape artists as young guys. And I just got right in. I started doing their graphics, started helping with their music selection, and it inspired me. I was like, you know what? How can I take this to the next level? And I did two things. I got a job at a marketing firm and I got a job on radio. So my first job on radio was at More 94 FM. Shouts out to those guys. They gave me a chance when they didn't have to. Didn't have any experience, no nothing, just a raw talent. So they gave me my first shot. And from there, sky's the limit. Once you reach on radio, people are hearing your voice every day. And if you have a lot to offer, they'll indulge. They'll support you. So from there, I went into more radio at 100 Jams. And during this whole 100 Jams, More 94 time, all I did was promote Bahamian artists. This was my thing. So Bahamian artists would come bring their CDs. I was on a show with two other of my good friends, C-Note and Big L. Those guys are still rocking radio to this day. We had a show called My Time to Shine, and we just used to give Bahamian artists a chance to really showcase their talent, but also give the Bahamian public a chance to hear from these Bahamian artists. Typically didn't get that combo. Play your song, then have an interview with them and, give them a chance to spread their message of what they're trying to do. So that was a good time. It was a fun time. And along with the marketing, I saw LAC, which is where the email marketing came in. I was always collecting emails just to get the word out. But I don't know how old you are, but Lambo might be around. Lambo might get this. Lambo, you remember chain letters?
Yeah. I remember chain letters.
Chain letters used to by email, used to send them around. And if you forward it, you would get, I don't know, whatever, some kind of list of things you have to do. Well, and when that hit the Bahamas, that was like everybody's emails. So my first set of emails came from those type of chain letters. Like my first probably 10,000 of emails came from just chain letters. And yeah, I beat them bad. Even Cable Bahamas at one time was like, hey. And they cut off my internet because I blocked up the email pipeline. So I was very mischievous back then. And I grew that list from 10,000, 20,000, 30,000. And I just saw it as a way to promote Bahamian artists and entertainment. And that's what basically got me my start in entertainment and marketing here in Nassau and in the Bahamas.
That's good.
Okay.
That's dope. That's dope.
So you started off with... That's what I did.
It started off with chain letters, them letters where it's like, if you don't do this,
and the responses, and the responses I get, like, how do you get my email? And people are really defensive about their emails. You really get some crazy feedback on emails. But yeah, man, guys, that's my background. For everybody, I'm self-taught. I try to take advantage of anything that's cool around tech, music, and entertainment. And I just kind of dive deep into it, give it a lot of hours, try to figure out if it's the next big thing. And if it's not, then cool, I learned it. But if it is, I'm kind of ahead of the curve, and I've applied that to every industry that I've actually worked in.
I got you. So, yeah, Chemist, you started Chemist.net. I was going to say you started with a few hundred emails. Sound like you got a few 10,000 from them chain letters, right? So you basically, you eventually built like a database, right? Now, for someone who's been understanding this industry, let's say for like 10, 20 years, right? You studied attention, you studied marketing and what make people take action, right? What do you think you understand, or what tools or things you probably picked up that most Bahamian business owners probably haven't gotten yet, or they just might be overlooking?
On the marketing side of promoting things online, it's a few things. Consistency. Okay. So if you're going to be running an ad campaign, or if you're going to be doing any kind of marketing, you can't think that you can post a flyer or a message about your promotion a day before it or a week before it. Yeah. It's too much noise in the market for you to be singled out that way. Okay. Back in the early 2000s, you could get to a sale within maybe 5 to 7 touch points with someone. Okay. So touch points is like you hit them on Facebook, email, radio, TV, newspaper, billboard, business card. Like they've seen you 7 times.
Yeah.
They've warmed up, they're nurtured, and all you have to do is close the sale. Now we're looking at about, 20 to 30 touch points. Like it's extremely high. So for you to stand out from the crowd on anything, it doesn't matter what you're promoting, you have to learn how to create campaigns. And campaigns don't start from 2 weeks out from the event. If you're planning your event, then, 2 months out. It's great. That's 8 weeks. You have to give the ecosystem time to, one, see it, then catch some kind of virality, some comments, some engagement, and then you get that information and you can scale that with ads if it's already doing well. Okay. If you're posting, post consistently, but not just every day, the same time every day. Don't you watch your show, your favorite TV show at the same time every day or, when it comes on? That consistency and people are showing up for that time. So if you post 10 o'clock at night when you're normally posting in the morning, you lose a follower.
Yeah.
Or he's not consistent. She's not consistent. So the main thing is the consistency. And again, about starting early. Okay. Giving it time to actually grow organically. Ads can wait till 2 weeks, 3 weeks out. That's just to make the noise, but in the beginning part, you need to be reaching out to people, getting people to come on possibly an email list, send them some emails about the event. There's no way they're going to put you to the top if you're not being consistent and thoughtful in the way that you're rolling out your promotions. So for sure, to my Bahamian people, it's not rocket science. If you have an event, take the time to, one, create your event, but don't launch it. Don't promote it a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks out. Just kick it back, maybe 8 weeks. 3 months is great. You see how they do concerts. Some of those are like 8 months out.
I like that answer because I think what you touched on earlier, I think they call it the marketing rule of 7. Like people have to see your brand or see your product like 7 times before they decide to support it. And I heard a content creator named Say Cheese TV. He does like hip hop interviews. And he said that like on social media, he says, most people aren't going to really check out your page until they see you for like the 5th, 6th, 7th time. The first time they're just going to scroll past, then they might eventually see you and they're going to start being like, all right, who is this person I'm always seeing? And if what you're talking about resonates with them, then they might check out some other videos and stuff like that. And what you talk about, like consistency as far as like the timing, because I don't know if you guys notice, like when you use YouTube, do you search for like different things throughout the day? For example, when I'm trying to go to sleep, I search for a particular type of videos. When I'm waking up in the morning, getting ready, I search for a different type of videos. And I notice like in my search bar, it almost already has what I'm probably looking for ready to go at that particular time. Like what I search for in the evening is not there in the morning and vice versa. So it's like they really start to understand how you think and what you need at certain times.
Yeah, the algorithm is smart. Everybody's algorithm is different. So yeah, so we send campaigns for anything that is on the email side. Each client, whichever client, is lucky to get a 10 o'clock spot on a Tuesday. 10 a.m. on a Tuesday. I always have campaigns 10 a.m. on Tuesday. Because everybody wants that spot, right? Yeah. Wednesdays, okay, but Tuesday and Thursdays, man,
that's hard.
The traffic is extremely high because Monday after all, people then clear off their emails from the weekend. So Tuesday, they're really like ready. They're really like, this is Monday. So when we come in there at 10 o'clock, it's like, what's going on? What Chemist got for me?
Yeah.
And especially sometimes we send up to 7, 8 a day. So we try to, make sure if we're sending like that, then they're maybe an hour apart, some kind of consistency in the way that we run that company. It's never random.
Gotcha.
So it's important on the consistency side of things. That's how you get followers. That's how you blow up. Ask any person with millions of followers. They started with 1. You guys started with 1 and consistently you're growing. So you trust the process.
Additionally, to add on to the email marketing part of the conversation, owning the emails, definitely something that we would have learned the hard way is owning the emails is actually way better than just the social media presence, because social media presence is amazing. But when you actually have emails, wherever you go, your audience follows.
Yeah, well, I've been preaching that for over 15 years. I've been telling people like, listen, one day Facebook or Instagram, or these guys are going to close down. What are you going to do with all of your followers, all of your people? Yeah. I think most marketers learned with Amazon. Most people still don't really feel it yet unless they have a big channel and they're demonetized. Then it's like, okay, I feel that, but you typically don't hear from the people getting demonetized. They just continue to roll. But yeah, at the end of the day, these platforms can shut you down. And if you don't funnel them to your website and go direct to customer and build your own email list, build your own customer list, build your own, all of their credit cards are linked to your system, then no one can stop you. You can use these other platforms to promote. Mm-hmm. Go ahead, use YouTube. It has millions. Go on any platform and promote, but bring them to your home spot. It shouldn't be YouTube is your home spot. You don't own it. You don't own anything in it. It literally pays you what it wants to pay you. Yeah. Like it's, and people have built their lives on it over the last 10 years. And now we're starting to see that kind of like burnout. We're starting to see a lot of channels are getting shut down because they're kind of purging because of AI. So a lot of people's livelihoods are going to change. And I've just been a strong advocate for having your own data so you can deploy your own data. And I'm trying to make sure that, some of our Bahamian creators and entertainers and scholars or anybody who's promoting their content, they don't go through that. Because, at the end of the day, Facebook and all these are not forever, my brother. Mm-hmm. They're not. Facebook is almost like a cesspool now. But it is where all of everybody is. Your grandmother's there, your daughter's there, everybody in between. So Facebook is still the number one platform, but it doesn't say that it can't not be at one point. MySpace was, there's tons of platforms that were once reigning,
Yeah. So I'd just like to shift for a bit, right? So at some point, you came from helping other Bahamian businesses to market themselves, and then you would switch to now building technology for yourself. I see now that you've created products like Lobway, Pilot, and right now, Chemist Pay is approaching its launch as well. So what would have changed your thinking that made you shift from helping other Bahamian businesses with just marketing to now building your own sort of like infrastructure?
Well, I was tired of advocating. I was tired of just saying what should be done or you guys need to do it like this. A lot of these technologies I've already been using. So it's easy for me to say, hey guys, just do this. It's easy to say that, for people to actually go on the journey and get it done, 1 out of 10. So I looked at the market. Honestly, this is early stage of OpenAI when it was just playground, when you could ask how to build a bomb and it will tell you how to build a bomb. Kaboom, right? What is this? This is like 2000 and when it was COVID, after COVID, maybe like 2022?
2022. OpenAI, I think, dropped.
2023, I think so. But the idea is that I was going to get really serious in digital marketing, like literally double down on that. But I saw what AI was doing, what was possible. And I was like, oh man, anyone is going to be able to do anything with this. If they continue this, I saw it. I was like, I don't think this is going to work. Because if I go hard into digital marketing and it's going to be a influx of digital marketing agencies. I was doing digital marketing when it was called internet marketing. Mm-hmm. So again, I was ahead then, you see? So for me, I was just like, this is going to be a very saturated market. They're already generating images with AI. It's already writing copy. It's already preparing resumes. And this is in the early stages. And I just saw the creative industry digitally getting a hit. So I said to myself, I was like, okay, I can't just keep talking about this anymore. I've always been like a semi-coder. So for me, with AI and being able to vibe code, it's been a game changer for me because I understand how to code. I understand systems. I understand frameworks, but I'm not interested in writing code, my friend. Okay. Mm-hmm. So luckily with AI now, I'm able to build my ideas out, my prototypes out even faster. I've brought on team members that are qualified in system building in Python and as our lead dev. So I have talent on the team. I just kind of build things out what I think is needed or if we need it in the market. And I bring it to the team. Okay. So the switch mainly was because I realized that the first one was with Pilot. Pilot is a social media streaming platform for Bahamians. TikTok was failing and they were about to shut it down. It was a big thing with Trump and Facebook. They were thinking about Twitter is going to buy it. It was a big thing. Everybody thought Twitter was just going to shut down and everybody was just going to lose their followers. That's when I started saying, hey guys, listen, I've already tried Island Fans. I don't know if you guys remember, but the islandfans.com platform, which was like basically like a Patreon type of platform. You could upload your content. It was behind a paywall and whatever they pay, they could see. We ran it for a little while. It got a little out of hand. I can't deny that. People who know about the time, they know. And we shut it down. So I already had experience in building platforms and having users on them. All right. So I'm like, okay, let's do another one. But this time, let's try to incorporate everything Bahamian. Like, what do we like the most? What do we like to do? We like to pile on stuff. That's really where it came from. Like, someone crack a joke, someone in the corner just piling on more jokes, piling it on. So for our streaming platform, I wanted to give not only the creators their own space, but I wanted to take it away from the general public. So the general public only goes to the platform to watch Bahamian content, like Netflix, as opposed to you going there and you posting your content. And no, it's not a video social media platform. It's a streaming platform for creators in the Bahamas. Okay. So Netflix, creators, Bahamas. Okay. So they upload their content. They have their own channel and they charge their own subscription fee. All right. So now they can make money. We have a partnership deal in place locally with payment rails locally. Most of you know like Cash and Go, Canoe, and Suncash. And that's going to back the platform. So that's local. So if I tip you $5, that's going to go to your Cash and Go account. And this is you being monetized. And it's not like you can only target Bahamians. It's the internet. You could put your channel on your YouTube channel in the description and start funneling people that way.
Yeah.
It's totally up to you. But that's the pilot part is basically where while I'm watching your stream, you're streaming live. I want to engage you. So we have a live chat on the side where we can engage you. We have where you can upload video messages. We have where you can upload voice notes or just type. So it's all about Bahamians being able to express in any which way possible on the channel for that creator. And I think it's going to do really well. We have a lot of creators sitting now. We've worked out some media deals with some companies. And the route we're going now, I think it's going to be very interesting for most people. Most people think it's just like comedy, but we really have talented content creators that you're just not aware of that actually do long form content. And it's just because you don't know about it. So we've seen a lot of it and breaking down things about the Bahamas and serious issues, mental health issues, documentaries, even on the past hurricane. Was devastating. Was at Dorian.
Yeah.
So we want Pilot to be the home space for all of this content that kids never seen about the Bahamas. We've never seen about our peers, and for it to be there forever. There's no reason why we have to shut down. We're not millions of people, and we don't intend to put millions of people on the platform. It's built for us, by us. And if we scale, it'll be to our Caribbean brothers and sisters, Trinidad, Barbados, Jamaica, Turks and Caicos, you see? But us first, of course. The switch into technology was basically to platform Bahamians. Okay. The only thing that was missing with any kind of software for us is somebody actually building it and shipping it. We have talented developers here in the Bahamas. But as I started to reach out, a lot of them are behind financial jobs, government jobs. They're not hobby projects for these guys who have these hats. It's not easy. You know, they get home from work and they just want to chill out. They've been coding and doing tech all day. So when I saw that's what it was, I said, you know what? I'm just going to try to inspire. I want to build stuff and I'm going to launch stuff. So you get Lawbey, Pilot, Chemist Pay, and GrandBridge, which is our version of Shopify.
All right. So, Chemist, I have to ask you, right? Because I like the idea, Pilot. I love the idea. But, we already have platforms like YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. Now, I know monetization is a huge problem we're facing, right? But what other problems do you think that we're facing as far as like just sticking to global platforms with the global platforms aren't solving? And what is your thoughts on like the Bahamian creator economy?
Compared to the global scale or Bahamian economy here locally?
Locally, like you could probably toss in some English-speaking Caribbean countries as well.
Okay, well, a lot of the other English Caribbean countries have way more people, so
Yeah.
their monetization and opportunities to monetize is a little different. Our pool is very small. Sometimes I wonder if our creators really, really get like how small it is. But I think that Bahamian creators are looking for the wrong audience, targeting the wrong audience. See, my thing is if I see creative content, and there's a bunch of it around now on more of the comedy side. There's a few guys doing some really good creative comedy skits out there. And these things are not easy. You know, it takes creativity to do it, and it's targeted directly to the Bahamians. This is something you can monetize, but your brand has to be polished. You know, if you want to work with KFC, Burger King, all of these brands, you can't have where you're being distasteful and disrespectful on one hand and then trying to be corporate on another. So you have to make a decision. Are you going to be an urban person or are you going to be a corporate person, a commercial person? You have to make the decision. And once you make the decision, you build audience for that. And that part takes some time. Stuff you can do about it. It takes time. 1 year, 2 years, but you're 1 year, 2 years ahead of somebody who isn't. And you stand out. So for me with Bahamian talent, it's like, stop focusing so much on yourself, on what you want to do, what you want to see, how you see yourself, and look at the market like, how could I fit in getting that message across? Or how could I help this company get this message across? It's not about you. You're the talent that's bringing the message. And I think that sometimes creators get caught up in themselves, and that's what drowns them. Because after a while, nobody is interested in just watching you be you. We would like to see you explore other things, try things, talk. We love you as the personality, but you need to tap into our everyday life. And we got a lot going on in the Bahamas. I just don't see creators tapping into that market, commercial market, food and stuff like that. That's always a given. That always goes with entertainment. You know, I'm seeing now that the corporations are going into their marketing departments and doing videos with their marketing departments.
Yeah.
Before that was Miss Florida. From Miss Florida time and all the entertainers, it was supposed to go higher. It was supposed to keep elevating. But a lot of the creators, over time, you get to see them damage the brand. You know, they do something in the public and they were, sponsored by that brand, and the brand is like, no more. So they've kind of learned their lesson. You see, they've kind of learned their lesson with Bahamian creators. So my thing now is like, okay, that's dead. So let's allow creators to build up content on their own channel. Allow the younger generation, because Pilot is honestly not for us, our generation. Maybe Nelson right to the end, but it's really for the younger, for 18 to 27.
I got you.
These are the guys who are coming up next. These are the creators. They need to be monetized. They have the time. They have the creativity for us to watch it, for us to pay and support them and help them go to the next level. So yeah, we're way down the line in years, our plan of like the journey, but the only thing missing from the Bahamas has really been platforms and secure platforms that actually work and that actually grow with the market. So I launched Lawbay into the market, so we grew together. Same thing with Chemist Pay. So it's not just Mr. Moncur releasing a product, come and use it. I got feedback from everyone. We're all a part of this. This is ours. So I hope to inspire. I see a lot of developers building and getting ready to ship some stuff. So yeah, I hope to see a brighter technology-driven future.
Yeah. You drop a lot of gems because when you talk about like brand, you spoke a lot about brand positioning. As far as like, if you're going to go the corporate route, then some people, they take a kind of a more distasteful route to their content, or like a more super relaxed approach, if you will. And there's a YouTuber I watch. He's one of my favorite YouTubers. And he was talking about like the payment structure for YouTube, because him and several friends started YouTube, and like all of them right now are doing well, like almost all above like 100,000 at least 100,000 subscribers, right?
Nice.
But not all of them make the same amount of money. So even though some of his peers might have more viewers, is like the way how they talk in their videos, the subject matter of their videos is not as much brands want to be posting ads on their videos, and they don't get as much sponsorship opportunities because of the way they present themselves. Exactly. So it's like they don't want to be associated with that type of content. Whereas with him, it's like, right, he is more on the relaxed side, but he's not like too crazy with it, you know? So
safe. It has to be safe.
Yeah.
It
like
has
he's
to be,
like he's entertaining, but he's safe enough.
Yeah, that's really all it is. And it's really like if you have a channel and I guess someone from one of these corporations hear about you and they go and check you out and they get to check out all of your content on your channel, they could kind of, position themselves like, okay, yeah, he'd be perfect for this. She'd be perfect for that. But if all of your content is all over the place, and listen, I'm not pointing any fingers. It is what it is. When you're getting started, it's how you find yourself.
Yeah.
It's how you find yourself. So you just need to be more intentional, especially now of like, what do I want to do? If I just get stuck in comedy, that means I'm building a comedy audience.
Yeah.
How many comedians are monetized?
Not a lot.
Which company in the Bahamas has ever sponsored a comedy show? They're out there, but you have to think like that. Okay. You have to put yourself in that. If you want to be like a food, what do they call it? Food bucks or, someone who eats food and mukbangs. If you want to do that, then great. Reach out to 20 restaurants and do that and build your audience doing that. Then maybe, switch it into, I don't know, cooking later and then later maybe into a book or something or whatever. But you would have the audience there for you that'll support you. But you just have to be intentional and you have to be consistent. That's why I haven't started a YouTube channel. That's why I don't jump on video, because I am not consistent when it comes to video, like, and video editing. Like, I will give you some really good stuff, but you're going to be waiting for it again, and I'm just not going to deliver. So I have not started.
So I'd like to shift gears for 1 second, right?
Shoot.
Now, earlier you spoke about Lawbey. Now, I saw where Lawbey had actually been mentioned in Parliament, which was really interesting.
Yes. Yeah, that was unexpected.
Going back to it, right? You're a Bahamian creator who built an app called Lawbey. Lawbey basically helps Bahamians with things concerning the law, right? Now, first, I just want you to explain what Lawbey is. And second, what made you even build that for Bahamians?
Oh, that's easy. That came from a pain point of my own. This is probably the only one that is a home pain point because it was like a police scenario, pullover scenario, just kind of feel like I'm not being treated fairly kind of thing, And I just really wanted to check my rights.
Yeah.
Right then and there. I just felt like something ain't right about this.
Yeah.
And that's when I was born. And it was like, okay, I would like for any Bahamian anywhere to just be able to open up this app, ask what's going on and get an answer, but real grounded law. And ChatGPT had it was new. Claude wasn't around. Nothing else was around. It was just ChatGPT. One of the early models, I think 3.5. And I realized that the AI that they use is all Silicon Valley. It's all American. It's all their data and whatever they choose of our Bahamian data. And I didn't like that because now it's feeding Bahamians an American version of Bahamian law, or outsider version of Bahamian law. Cause AI kind of picks. So what we did instead of that was, my dev guys, they're familiar with RAG systems. A RAG is basically taking that raw data, chunking it up, basically numbering it, scoring it, and using a query to pull it. So I would just ask a simple law, is it illegal to park in a handicap spot? The law, what that's included in, the act, that act is actually on our server. Okay? That whole document was scanned, ranked. So at any point in time, if somebody queries anything about handicap, and it will literally grab that grounded information. What we did was we took that grounded information and we added in AI on top of it. So instead of getting that kind of like dry response, like just, yes, it's illegal to park in the handicap. You get AI on top of it that gives you a more human response. It's still grounded in the law, but you now get a more of a human response, and you can actually conversate like with ChatGPT. So that's the difference with Lawbay, and that's why I believe it's been so successful, because it's only pulling our law and it's using AI on top to just communicate with you in a human form. So we do have some more laws we need to add on there. I see some questions coming through our back end that we don't have any acts in there for. So anyone listening or who've been using Lawbay, we have some new acts that are going to be coming down the pipeline soon.
Yeah. Is there a place on the Lawbay act where you, as a consumer of Lawbay, you could actually like recommend particular laws, right? Like say labor laws or laws concerning traffic or anything like that? Is there a place where if you see that something is not there, you could actually give suggestions?
Not in the way that you're saying it. So we have a pro plan that's coming out soon.
Mhm.
It'll be after, I guess, after Chemist Pay. So maybe sometime early 2027. And within that pro plan, it's more of a workshop kind of setup. So yes, you'll be able to collaborate with other people on your team. You can draft documents. A lot of the things that you're asking about is in the pro plan. The free plan is just basically, general questions. It'll get more robust as we add more laws in there. But for what you're asking is more of like, literally, we're trying to build out the perfect pro plan. So this is why it's not launched yet. So things like that sounds like, you would probably want to use it for that. So we'll consider that. And like I say, and build it in. But we have quite a few, roughly about 15 to 20 law firms that are actually interested in demoing our enterprise version, which is basically it not hosted on Lawbay's server, but literally bringing Lawbay into their law firm for them to only have their data within their systems. So the same responses, the same interaction, drafting, collaboration, but just never leaves the office. So no ways from there, but it's being received well.
Right. That's nice.
I'll throw it out there. Nelson was the first person to sign up to Lawbay. Number one. Every time I go in there, he's right to the top. So yeah, that's what I support. Number one.
Yeah. Trust me.
That's what's up, bud.
Something like Lawbay is interesting and is needed. Because like you say, when you're in that situation, you didn't know the law, and unless you have a lawyer on speed dial, it's like you
right. Yeah. So, you can imagine now just pulling up and be like, hey, statute such and such and such and such.
So what? Listen, I think we need that. Listen, let me tell you why we need that, right? Because it'd be a lot of situations for Bahamians where it's like, you really don't know your rights. Like respectfully, you don't know your rights, and you actually need someone like a lawyer to actually be able to explain certain things to you. Like there's been many situations where it's like, if you could just go on an app and say, hey, is this legal or what's not? And you could actually get the exact acts. You could actually get the exact places where our law states that is illegal or what's not. You could actually defend yourself, and you could come with a good argument against whoever is being unfair to you.
Another thing is, just to add on to that, you don't need a lawyer to represent yourself. Now, it's a thin line here. I'm going to choose my words wisely. Lawbay has the power to help steer you from your thoughts of what your case is, okay, based on the law, okay? Now, you can take that information to your attorney and cut half of the hours of him doing the research.
Yeah.
Because you're getting literal statutes. Not only is that, and I don't recommend it, but there are some persons who are very, very, very intelligent who can represent themselves in court and have to literally go download the Constitution and read through it hardcore.
Mm-hmm.
Those intelligent person who would represent themselves, not in a criminal case. I'm talking about, maybe something trivial, some kind of civil matter where you can represent yourself. For me, I've been in court a few times in civil matters. I've won without Lawbay. I've won on just logic, just straight logic. But looking at my cases from back then and using Lawbey, oh my God, I could have gotten some more money. I didn't know that. I could have literally got more out of the case, and I celebrated those victories, So yes, I look at it as like a real handy tool at any time. You have a question of any industry, because Lawbey is going to turn into something where it's law for each industry. So anything legal for any industry. So for schools, for finance. Right now, we're sticking with, constitutions, our rights, and, get the system warmed up. But over time, it's going to grow into this big database of artificial intelligence that speaks to our core.
Yeah.
That's grounded and trained on our data.
I got you.
So definitely more to come. And looking forward to like what it becomes, right?
Right. Awesome. Now, if I heard you correctly, I think you say you're going to launch the enterprise version after you launch Chemist Pay. Right?
After the pro version of Lawbey.
Oh, the pro version.
Yeah, pro. Yeah, then we'll start to move into enterprise, because Lawbey is completely free and it costs money.
Yeah.
It costs money to run. All right. So even at 800 users now, it's still okay for us. But when you start getting another 800 and another 800, it's gonna. So that's where we're trying to get the pro plan so we can actually pay the bills. Once that is covered, then we can start to really, go in a room for 3 months and really get the enterprise product finalized and start demoing some of the firms here.
I got you. So let's pivot right quick to Chemist Pay, right?
Chemist Pay.
Bahamian entrepreneurs, they complain for years about how difficult it is to accept payments online, like to take full part in digital commerce, right? So with Chemist Pay, can you break down exactly which problems you intend to solve and how it will change Bahamian business, especially like in a more digital perspective?
What we aim to solve, the main problem we want to solve with Chemist Pay is ease of use. Okay. So payment processing already exists in our country. It's just that the payment process providers, this is my opinion. This is what I believe. I believe that they spend most of their time making sure that they got the most important things right, like actually being able to run your credit card and get your money to your bank account, which is the most important part. But when it comes to the dashboards behind the scenes for the merchants, where they would have the tools to do what they want to do in an e-com digital world, I think that's where the disconnect and the ease of use is broken. Okay. So with Chemist Pay, I've been using tools like Stripe and Payoneer and PayPal and all of these, for years. And really, when you really boil it down to it, it's really just Bahamians just want to be able to create a website, put a button, a PayPal button, a Chemist Pay button, or a cart. They just want to be able to accept the credit card. Cash and Go, Sun Cash, and Canoe, they all have an API. Okay. What this is just a bunch of numbers and codes and digits that if somebody has this code, they can access your account. Okay. So what happens is you bring that access code over to Chemist Pay. It takes 2 seconds to enter it into your settings. Once that is done, you now have access to new tools. You can generate a link in 2 seconds. Type in what it is, the amount, generate link. You can send that link to your customer or your client, and they get a nice branded, professional representation of your business. And it's branded with Chemist Pay. They will click pay with whatever provider they want to. Visa, MasterCard, doesn't matter. And also the client's logo is there. So now it's like, okay, I could trust this process. You see, it's Bahamians want to feel like if I put my card in here, it's not going anywhere else besides where it's supposed to go. So Chemist Pay was built to make people feel comfortable with moving their money or allowing Chemist Pay to facilitate and help moving their money from between payment processors, between customers and payment processors. All right. So the main is 4 tools: payment generate or link generation. You have subscriptions. So you can send somebody a link and they could just subscribe and pay $20 a month. They'll just charge their card. That is so needed here. Like, I mean, just for simple things like a ebook for you guys is a community, just to have your members being able to get billed monthly and you just give them content and value. To be able to charge persons one at a time, man, it's so much money being left on the table. So subscriptions. And then we have pay buttons. So these are like, if you want to build your own website, Wix, WordPress, you can just generate the button, the cost and everything, and you'll give you an embed code and just drop that code right into your HTML. So very simple. So you don't necessarily have to generate the links or subscriptions. You can create a button and put it on your site, do the same thing. And then the last thing is invoices. So some people might not have no website, no social media, but no website for like advertising their product. They just get Chemist Pay, a merchant account, a bank account, and they're in business. The barbershop, after he's done cutting my hair, it's $25. He opens up Chemist Pay, $25, haircut, sends me the link. I open it, I click it, pull up my card, and I pay. Ease of use. You say, Bahamians will pay if it's easy to do. You make it complicated for me now, I'll bring some cash.
Yeah.
So that's what Chemist Pay is. It's an infrastructure tools that sit on top of our rails already. And once we get past phase 1 into next year, we'll reach out to the banks to get like Figaro, and I think RBC has a protocol, as well as Scotiabank and First Caribbean. So just want to, validate our use case with the payment processes, and then we'll reach out to the big boys and see if we could help them as well.
Awesome.
That's what's up. So
Yeah,
you're big on helping out Bahamian business owners. Like, as I said, as we would have heard, much of what you think about, much of what you talk about is all to actually help Bahamian people, right? Now that you've gone inside the AI space, for a lot of Bahamian owners, I think that they're still trying to figure out AI, or they still want to see practical ways that AI could be used to really assist them with their business. What are 3 practical ways that you could start using AI immediately to either save money, save time, or get more customers to improve how your business operates, even if you're not technical, for the Bahamian owner?
It kind of depends on the business. So maybe you want to throw a type of business at me, and maybe I could think about some ideas.
All right, then. Let's say restaurant. You're not a big restaurant, but you're a restaurant. You sell food, so what's not, right? How is it that AI could be implemented, like in a practical sense?
In a practical sense, non-techie person. Okay, well, what does a restaurant need help with? And one is getting people through the door. So getting people inside the restaurant. And then I would assume management of the staff and management of the inventory, management of cash flow, stuff like that. So AI can help in all of those areas. And you don't need to be tech savvy to actually get it. So how I look at it is, what do I spend the most time on? Like these simple tasks. Do I have to sit down and write up payroll sheets, or do I have to sit down and create anything that I have to sit down and create all the time? I draw it back and I create a system. AI is good at that. Okay. So if, for an example, like social media, let's start with the marketing side of this restaurant. So they have a small budget. They can't do newspaper, traditional media, nothing like that. So they're going to stick to digital marketing. They're going to use their social media, Facebook, Instagram. On Facebook and Instagram as a restaurant to stand out, you're going to need bold images and consistency. Okay. You're going to need promotions. You're going to need giveaways. You're going to need excitement. Okay. So people are saying AI flyers, and it's really all about stop trying to create pretty pictures. Okay. Try to create a brand. Okay. So you guys who are using AI with no tech experience at all, and you want to really increase the look or the quality of your flyers to make them not look like everybody else's, take your logo, drop it into any of your AI chatbots, and ask them to build a brand kit for your business. That's what you start with. You see how CryptoNoobz is branded? So you start with that. So let it build you out a brand kit. It'll tell you the typography, the colors, the style, everything. And you use that to create your images for your business. So now everything is branded. You see BTC, everything is branded. You see Alive, everything is branded. The images change, but the look, the theme is the same until they change to a new campaign theme. Consistency, and I think the next one is congruency. You have to tie these things together and be intentional with it. So with a brand kit and the marketing, I'm gonna try to wrap this right into a couple other things. With the brand kit and marketing, once you have your brand kit, you can say, hey, create 12 social media posts around 4th of July or around 10th of July coming up or whatever the case may be. You now have 10 different images that's promoting your business, that's using the 10th of July theme. And you put those campaigns, those 12 images, you can use AI to auto schedule them for you. So, I mean, it may sound a bit advanced, but it's really not. You just have to use the right tools. There's tools like Pipeboard that now you could just type in, create a Facebook ad for me, create the image, create the copy. We live in this age now where people are saying AI, and kind of being scared of it. But like really, honestly, it really can do a lot for you. It really can take a lot of stress and give you a lot of time back. Our ads are automated. Our social media is automated. We get a list in the morning that lets us know what's for the week on Mondays. And I check them and I approve them. They schedule through Meta. Okay. So these are things you can do. You shouldn't be sitting back and actually posting on Facebook for your business in 2026. You should be letting the AI agent kind of handle that. Yeah, as far as the marketing and social stuff, just kind of tap more into the cool tools available. Don't be scared. Break things, try things. Get a free trial here and there. Just try it. We're like in the early stages of like when crypto was booming, like the Wild Wild West. We're in the Wild Wild West of AI. Nobody knows what's going to happen. You might as well just dig in.
Mm-hmm.
I agree.
How the robot doing all your marketing for you.
As far as on the back end, contracts, agreements, stuff like that, you can use AI for employment contracts, helping you negotiate lower rates with your vendors. Use it.
I have a follow-up question. How do you feel about AI employees?
I think the sound of it is just ridiculous. Employees are people. So AI agents, I put my agent to work. I'm not, listen, my AI agents, they mess up, bro. They do weird stuff sometimes. So I still need a team member to monitor the agent. So that's how like my social media manager's job changed from posting to managing with AI posts.
And that's what helps people to keep their jobs as well.
Yeah, because now they just elevate. And before you were running one social media by yourself, now you can run 4 or 5 accounts just managing what the AI does. Now, let me not make this sound like this is easy to set up. There's a learning curve. Okay, there's a learning curve, but you don't need to be a computer scientist or anything. You can follow the instructions on the ChatGPT and literally get it done. So it just take an evening to kind of dedicate to getting something done and try to get it done.
Gotcha.
And try to get it done. The things that you could do with AI technology and your ideas now, it's not what should I build, is should I build it?
I'm happy you said that, right? Because I'm going to ask you a question about that. So a lot of people, they're using ChatGPT and AI because it's coming, right? But what do you think is going to really separate someone who's just consuming, like the consumers versus the actual builders who are using AI more efficiently to work more efficiently, work on projects, get guidance for things? What do you think is really going to be that difference? Because you have some people who just use it kind of frivolously or whatever, how you say it. They don't use it to its full capacity, if you will.
I think creators, builders, systems, frameworks, developers, coders, all of those persons will maximize and build out the new market or the new industry of how we use AI. The big boys put it here for us to build on it and create on it. And that's what most devs and programmers and people like that are doing. And then there's the consumer side of things where regular day persons would be using it for things like a companion, mental health. Should I cheat on my companion? You can ask it anything, and a lot of people are like really taking it and running with it. So it's that dangerous version of the consumer side of things that I think is going to rot the population. It's like social media on steroids.
Yeah, definitely.
I feel like back in the days, people used to say, go to Google. Google me, Google this. And if you found it on Google, it was the truth.
Yeah.
The truth. Right?
Mhm.
And we were fine with that. Now here it is. We have AI. The shit lies to us. And people will like stand by ChatGPT and these AI models, and they will ignore search now.
Yeah.
And even though it's a possibility that their responses is incorrect, it feels good. I love how you lie to me.
Yeah.
You know? And that's what I'm scared of. And that's what I didn't want to happen to the Bahamian youth. And this is why I'm big on sovereign data, on building out our own AI racks, our own AI data systems as we grow. And the Chemist group of company platforms and our softwares will be sovereign and hosted here locally with everyone's data. We'll have redundancies. We're not going to act like, we can't work with like AWS, Cloudflare. It's technology, but the majority of our data needs to be here and controlled and just not at the whim of somebody just turning off our switch. Our switch. Just a quick thought here, a quick mention here, just to bring this home. I was just watching on YouTube. It seems that on August 5th, I think, Russia, Putin, he's basically legalized crypto in Russia. Okay. And he was speaking at what's the big place where they all get together? Can't remember. Yeah, I think it's the United Nations, the big globe in the back, right? And he was expressing why he's doing this. And he's saying exactly kind of what I'm saying. He's like, listen, guys, these guys can turn off the tap. America always finds a way to give an excuse. He's like, our funds in America or our assets that are in dollars, all of it's frozen. And we would have to do certain things that they want us to do to get it back. I don't want our creators to be like that. Nobody in Bahamas who is producing content to be victim like that. You see? So now he's like, okay, then, since we can't move our money, since we can't get paid for our oil and something that they're known for, both of those, since we can't get paid for exporting that properly through US dollar, we're now going to do crypto. So that's kind of big threat on top of what's going on. It's straight of amuse with the US dollar, but it's just, you got to think of the US dollar again as just a platform that people use and they got comfortable on. And now people are pulling away because they realize that these guys have the keys to our entire structure.
Yeah.
And the Bahamas, we are very early. We can actually own a lot of our digital footprint moving forward. And that's what I would like to advocate for most.
So, Kenneth, we are nearing the end of tonight's session. And I very much think that you've given us a whole lot of gems. And you very much taught us a lot about marketing, AI, and just the mindset behind how it is that you build. So our last question for the night would be, if you had to put your money on one opportunity created by AI technology or digital infrastructure in the Bahamas, that could become $1 million Bahamian business within the next 5 years.
I mean,
that you haven't already started doing.
Actually, that's not what I was going to say. I was thinking like, shoot, if I knew that, I would do it for sure. But I'm working the lane what I'm going in is more of infrastructure. And if anybody in AI, like I was telling Lambo just a while ago, like, so it's all about the developers, anybody who's building. Right now, you can build out products that can be used in the future. Right now, it hasn't been like this for a long time, where you could build something new and it can be the first of it. Okay. So I would advise even non-technical persons to download Cursor. Okay. It's a IDE, which basically means it's just software where you can build web applications. Okay. And it has AI embedded into it. And you can use all of the AIs. It has Claude, has Grok, all of these, right? And with your $20 subscription, you have access to all of these agents. Okay. And Grok just purchased Cursor, like $80 billion. So you get the Grok AI basically included in your plan. So download things like Cursor or try Replit or Lovable and start just prompting your ideas. It may not be the most secure platform. It might have holes all over the place. It's okay because you just want to see how it works. You want to learn like how it's put together. You want to see what the holes are so you can try to patch the holes, So I would say if you are looking to level up to $1 million in the next 3 to 5 years, then I would say position yourself, take a look at the market and build something that solves a big problem. Okay. It doesn't matter where you are in the world. If it's a big problem out there and it's not solved, easily, you want to make the solution as easy as possible, then, you have a good opportunity to see a lot of M's or at least hundreds of thousands of dollars. Just like that. Island Fans, when we launched Island Fans, we had it up for about a year and a half, almost 2 years, and we made 70,000. You see, quietly. Nobody knows about that. Just the people who patronized it and the creators. That's who made that set gay because I had to pay all the money, right? But I was ahead of my time then with that. Now I'm trying to bring it back now. So I would say double down on technology, guys. Pay attention to pain points in the market. And you don't need to be the smartest person to write down what the problem is and brainstorm it with AI. Solve problems, solve big problems. Everything else has already been built.
I like that.
I like that, man.
I like that.
So with that being said, Kenneth, we really appreciate you coming on to the podcast today, and we really appreciate the value that you've given to us as well as the audience. How could people find you on social media or on any of your contacts? Like, how could they reach you if they want to ask you more questions?
Sure. You could check us out on our parent company, the Chemist Group. So it'll be thechemistgroup.com. There you'll find a lot about the company, our team, and all the verticals. So you can link to each one. Don't be overwhelmed. It is 15 of them on there. They're all live. Well, majority of them. But our main focus is Chemist Pay. That's launching on August 11th. Pilot, Grand Bridge, and Lawbay. So those are our main ones. You can find me on Facebook under Kenneth Moncur. Straightforward. LinkedIn, same thing, Kenneth Moncur. And on Instagram, I kind of hang out there every once in a while. You could find me at Chemist the Genius.
All right. That being said, once again, thank you, Kenneth, for joining us on the CryptoNoobz podcast. And to our audience, we'd like to wish you a very good night. Thanks
you. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it. Anytime.